Hi, this is Dr. Lenore Coleman. I am president and founder of Healing Our Village. That's what I'm about. And I am starting a new series that I want you all to listen to. It's going to actually turn into a book and maybe even a TED Talk. I need to get up on stage and talk about this. The name of the book is going to be How to Catch and Keep a Man. It's simple. And I am going to go through all of the different letters of that word, simple, so that you understand what it means. Now, the question is, why am I writing this book? And the reason I'm writing this book is because I'm trying to help the women of America stop sabotaging their relationships. I am also very interested in having more people in monogamous, committed relationships that end up in marriage. I think it's important that people get married. So therefore, when they have children, which, by the way, you're supposed to get married before you have children, that these children grow up in a safe, happy, productive environment so that they can end up not being dysfunctional. So that is why I'm doing this. And this is really simple. You know, I talk to women all the time out there, and they're all complaining about how they can't find a man. They can't find a man who's got a good job. They can't find a man who treats them nice. They can't find a man who doesn't cheat on them. Well, I'm telling you ladies out there that the reason that the men are all messed up is because of women. Now, you're not going to like that. I understand, but it's the truth, okay? I've talked to thousands and thousands of men over my 70 years here on this earth, and almost every man that I have met that is dealing with multiple women, all the men that do not want to commit to a monogamous relationship or are against marriage is because they had some kind of trauma in their life related to maybe the first woman that they met, related to their mother, related to their first relationship, but there's trauma. And they are reliving that trauma every day. The other thing that I found as I did my research on this is that the reason most men have multiple women is because they're trying to put together the perfect woman. So they want the woman who looks the way they want them to look, so is appealing to the eye. They want someone who can be nurturing and take care of them and cook for them, clean up a house, and be someone that they could see raising their children, a good mother. But they're also looking for someone who is smart, intelligent, someone who can carry on a conversation and has something to say, knows something about something. They're also looking for someone who can be their best friend. And what do you do with your best friend? You have fun. And so the reason why he's going out hanging out with his buddies and not being with you is because you are boring. He doesn't want to be around you all the time. So therefore, he has other ways to have fun and to be around people who are fun. So this is a fundamental problem that's not being addressed by men and women as they're trying to figure out why they cannot seem to be able to have a committed, monogamous relationship that leads to marriage. He cannot see himself coming home to you every day for the rest of his life. And because he cannot visualize that, you can't get him to say, will you marry me? Now, the other thing that I found is that many times the reason why men aren't trying to get married or be in a monogamous relationship is because of their mama, their mother. See, they watched as a little boy their mother having a revolving door of men that came through their household. And when you're a little boy, you grow attached to people really quickly. So therefore, these boys grew attached to these men very quickly, and then the next thing they know, he's gone, and there's somebody new. And this happens over and over and over again. And in many cases, some of those men that came through the door didn't treat their mama very nice. But yet their mama still had them there. So now I'm a little confused as a little boy, because maybe women like to be treated like that because my mama sure did. And that's a problem. Sometimes their first relationship where they actually picked badly, so they picked the wrong girl to fall in love with for their first love, but that first love resulted in heartbreak. And in most cases, they are still heartbroken. They can recount that story. If you ask them, so who was your first love? They can tell you in vivid detail everything about that girl. But the bottom line is because of that heartbreak, they are never able, up until this moment, to trust completely. So you brothers out there, you listen, you have to understand that you got to let that go. And you cannot paint everybody out there with the same brush that was this person who you shouldn't have been with in the first place. So what you did was pick badly. The bottom line is most men and women just want to be loved. They want someone to be there for them. Every woman is looking for someone to complete them. Every man is looking for his missing rib. Now, for you church-going folks, you understand that that is a biblical reference, that Eve was made from Adam's rib. That's a really deep concept, because what that means is that as a man and woman, you need to be one. See? And so that means that you have, you're like-minded. You like to do the same things. You think about things the same way. You want your life to be the same. You have the same aspirations, the same dreams. You want to go on the same adventures. You have to be one. And you know, after the second date, that this person has got some stuff you don't like. You know that off jump. But yet, you stay with this person thinking that something's going to change. You're going to change. They're going to change. The environment's going to change. Something's going to change. Things don't change, people. Doesn't change. So if your first impression or second impression is not good, you need to move on. Cannot force a fit. It's important. Now, I mentioned the Bible because I submit to you as a Christian woman who loves the Lord and am unapologetic about that. I submit to you that it's the devil that wants you to be lonely. It's the devil that makes you have them tears. It's the devil that makes you unhappy. It is the devil that's making you not fulfilled, not prosper, not have an abundant life. It's not Jesus. It's the devil. So therefore, you need to look and see what you're doing wrong and change it. And you need to change it today. And so by reading this book, I'm going to start you on your journey, on your path to be able to do a better job. So this book's going to help you make changes in yourself and the way you look at relationships so you can catch and keep your man. It's simple. So, S stands for sexy. Now, I didn't say it's all about sex, baby. I didn't say that. What I said was, it's about being sexy. It's about being your best you. It's not about you being a fake you. So I'm really having a hard time with the way folks look nowadays, the way women look nowadays. I'm trying to see, so underneath all of the wigs and all of the blonde hair and all of the eyelashes and all of the injections to make your booty bigger and all the stuff you're doing to yourself, I don't know. I don't know how that makes you be the natural beauty that your guy is looking for. Because there is, as my mama used to say, a Jack for every Jenny. So your Jack is out there looking for you, but you done changed yourself so much, he wouldn't recognize you if he saw you. So that's a problem. So S stands for sexy. So you ladies get real good looking when you're out there on the catch. And you catch these guys with all of these different ways that you look and that you act and that you talk and that you do. That's not the real you. And so now you're in the relationship with him and you can't hold this persona, this fake you can't hold it up long enough. And so now he gets to actually see the real you. And he's not liking that so much. And so he'll say things to you like, "You've changed." Well, you really haven't changed. What you did was show him someone that you're not. And that's a problem. Also, when you're out there on the catch, you got your hair done, your nails done, you got your clothes all done, you got your little figure together, you're looking good, you look in the mirror before you leave the house to go to the club. Yeah. But then you catch him or you marry him and you're not looking in the mirror no more. You don't care how you look. He can see you looking all kind of wise and otherwise, and you don't care. But you did care when you was trying to get him. So I submit to you that in order for you to catch and keep him, however you presented yourself in the beginning, you got to try to make an effort to keep it going and to keep the attraction going that was happening in the beginning. And once you get married, that you remain sexy, and if you're married, that you have sex. Because there's a whole bunch of married women out here who are so tired from working this 40-hour, 50-hour work week job and trying to take care of the 2 or 3 kids they got, taking them to this practice and this dance recital and this and that the man in your life is not even in the top 5 of your list. He is no longer a priority at all for you. And I submit to you that if you don't make him at least in your top 5, actually he should be 1 or 2 if you're married to him, okay, then you're going to have a problem keeping him. I'm just going to let you know, because there's somebody else out there who's going to put him at the top of her list. And then you're going to be trying to figure out what happened. I can tell you what happened. You stopped paying attention to him, and you got to fix that. So that's S. S stands for sexy. I stands for intelligent. I need you all to care about what's inside of your mind, your brain, that you are trying to be the best you intellectually, which means you need to read a book. You need to make sure that you are trying to better your intelligence and what you know and how smart you are so that you can carry on a conversation with this man. Because if you can't carry on a conversation and you all have nothing to talk about because you don't know nothing, he's going to find somebody else to have a conversation with. Trust and believe. So you need to make sure that you are smart and that you know something about something. And that doesn't mean you have to go to college. I'm not saying you have to have a degree. That certainly is a good thing. But I am saying that whatever you profess that you are supposed to be an expert in, so if you're a hairdresser, right, then you need to know everything about hair. What shampoos to use, what conditioners to use, what dyes to use, what styles are best for a certain person's face. You need to study that thing so that you are smart about at least one thing. But in order to be able to keep your man interested, you need to also find out what he's interested in as well. And we'll get to that as we continue with simple. So now M stands for master chef. And that's going to be a problem for y'all because nobody wants to cook anymore. Okay? You got to cook. Especially nowadays when going out to a restaurant can cost $100. And you all are still going out to these restaurants, not cooking at home, not preparing a meal for your man, less more your children, and you're spending tons of money eating out or bringing in fast food, all of which is not healthy. So the woman needs to be the master chef. You need to learn how to cook. If you don't know how, get a cookbook, read. Hopefully you can read, because if you can read, you can cook. And you need to start cooking things that he likes. So you got to figure out what he likes to eat. You got to experiment. You got to make this something that you do. And you got to prepare these meals for the week. And you got to figure out how you're going to do that. Now, it's not easy. I understand that. But it can be done. So M stands for master chef. P stands for playful. That means that you need to be someone who is fun, that you need to learn what he likes to do in terms of play. Is he a tennis player? Is he a basketball player? Is he a chess person? I don't know. Is he a video game guy? I don't know. But whatever he likes to play, you need to learn how to be involved in that. You need to understand that. Maybe he loves football. Maybe he loves basketball. You need to learn those games so that you can watch it with him, so you can go with him. Maybe he likes to go fishing. You need to learn how to do that, because if you don't learn how to do what he likes to do for play, he's going to leave you at home and he's going to find someone else to do it with, usually his friends. So if he's a bowler, you need to learn how to bowl. If he likes to play bidwits and dominoes, you need to start having parties at your house, inviting over folks and playing bidwits and dominoes. I don't know, spades. But figure it out, folks, because playful is important, because you need to be his best friend. And therefore, you need to be able to play what he likes to play. L stands for listening. The reason why most relationships are breaking up is because you guys are not listening to each other at all. So these women are losing their men and their husbands, and they don't even know what hit him. They said, I didn't even know he wasn't happy. I never heard him ever say anything to me that there was a problem. That's because you weren't listening. Because men tell you exactly what they think. Oh, yeah, they do. And they're going to tell you exactly what they like and exactly what they don't like. What it is that you don't want to hear it. And so therefore, they say it, but you don't listen. And you certainly don't make any changes in how you approach life and that certain situation. You're not listening. What you're waiting for him to do is stop talking so you can talk. So it is important that you listen intently. Repeat back what he said to you so that you made sure you heard it correctly. Really important. Really important. You have to talk back and tell him what you heard, because what you're going to find is when you tell him what you think you heard, it's not what he really meant. So he's going to take him 2 or 3 times to articulate this thing so that you understand what he's talking about. Now, it isn't all your fault. Men out there, you need to tell folks what's really going on. You hold this stuff in, you don't say it out loud, or you don't say exactly what you mean, and you think somebody's supposed to be a mind reader. Can't read your mind, you need to say it, and say it out loud, and make sure that you say it in a way that I understand it, which means you need to ask the woman in your life, so what did you hear me just say to you? So she can tell it back to you. So you can say, no, that's not what I'm talking about. Okay, so communication and being able to listen to each other is critical. E stands for easy. What that means is that you need to be the person that this man comes home to as the shelter from the storm. He is out here in this world right now that we living in 2023. And he is getting beat up right and left. It ain't just the police beating him up. It's his job. It's his financial situation. It's his co-workers. It's everything in his life that's beating him up. And guess what? He don't want to come home so you can beat him up. He doesn't want to come home, and as soon as he hits the door, you're doing yak, 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 yak. He's not trying to hear all of that, folks. He wants to come home and just be able to know that when he walks in that door, he is in a peaceful environment. No arguing, no yelling, no honey-do list of stuff you need him to do. Why didn't he do this? Why can't he do that? All right? That is not what he's trying to do. He needs to be running home because that is a place of peace and tranquility with the woman that he loves dearly, who loves him dearly, with children that aren't running around crazy, up all night, answering the phones, watching TV shows they're not supposed to on the social media channels. No. See, these kids need to be going to bed 8 o'clock so you and your husband can actually have some quiet time before it's time for you to go to bed. Right? Now, if they say they're not sleepy, that's fine. They don't got to go to sleep, but they got to go to bed. Oh, yes, they do. Oh, yes, they do. Because you need some quiet time. Again, with some peace and quiet in your household so that he can get your full attention because he needs your full attention. So you got to be easy. You got to let things go. You got to not be holding back grudges and resentment about something that happened 2 or 3 years ago. You got to let it go. You got to forgive him and keep it moving. So, this is just a taste of what the book's going to talk about, how to catch and keep a man. It's simple.